This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you might have missed this morning. But we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 3rd of April, 2019, and I am 2J.
I am Tuem.
And I am Miss K, your host. Again, in case you missed it, this is Winning Headlines. Let's take a look at today's headlines. The Standard, Kenyans wait for Uhuru last bullet. Images, it's evoking images in my mind. The Star, Cabinet in panic over Uhuru Nation address. And Daily Nation, puzzle as RUTO skips key state function. Let's start with the like terms. The Standard, Kenyans wait for Uhuru's last bullet and Cabinet in panic over Uhuru Nation address. State of the Nation tomorrow, are we ready?
I don't like the use of that word bullet.
And last bullet, why?
Yeah, last,
You know, by the way, they're pushing an agenda here. In fact, it's all over the papers. Even when they say the story, there's headlines for the past 2, maybe 3 years, because I see our Guru devolution headline here, and we know she doesn't hold that post anymore. Corruption, 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 corruption.
Are they showing all those pictures because they're proud of themselves?
Of the headlines? I don't know. They're pushing the agenda. So as far as they're concerned, they have given the president an ultimatum. He has tomorrow the State of the Nation address to address the state on corruption as per the Standard.
So the Standard is forcing the president's hand.
Yes, and saying that if he doesn't do it tomorrow,
then what?
Then
they're going to write another bad headline.
I don't know what they're going to do. Please, to call the president to order. But this is my opinion. I think they're pushing the president and telling him what he must tell us. I don't think they have any authority to do that.
Do you know what, my people? I have a feeling the president will make an announcement tomorrow about the expansion of the executive. And he has been having a little, some hints here and there.
Hold on. Everyone, including a cabinet secretary who said he's packed up his office and he doesn't know whether he should work or not, is worried that we're going to repeat 2015, in which 200 people were named and told to step aside and wait for investigations. You're telling me that not only is he not going to address corruption,
he's going to expand.
He's going to expand the executive and give us more people to pay.
Yes. I think the shock of tomorrow, and you know, there's something about President Uhuru. He doesn't follow people's trends. He does something totally that you did not expect. But he has been hinting at expanding the executive. Last week sometime, at the African Presidents, I think, review mechanism, it was, I think it was in State House. APRM. There's a NEPAD initiative. He said that it is time we introduce a new model because our neighbors have been complaining about our perennial electoral conflicts. And then yesterday, he had the opposition leaders going everywhere across this country, introducing this, or launching this Huduma number.
Okay, hold on. Do not preempt our next headline. So just let's stick to this one.
No, my point is this. When you see certain things following each other, there's something big coming tomorrow. And by the way, the Building Bridges initiative was going across the country. We don't know whether they have finished their thing. 1 year on,
I'm waiting to hear what that report will be. I really like to know what they did.
Maybe he'll come out and say majority of the country thinks we should adopt a model of government that is inclusive.
I don't know. Maybe the big thing will be he will take first mover advantage and lay down the agenda, the definitive agenda for the referendum.
Yes.
I mean, the fact of the matter is President Uhuru has only 1,223 days left until the end of his term.
That doesn't sound like a lot.
That's not a lot of time. I mean, we're almost at the halfway point. So whatever he does, it's going to be a defining moment for what his presidency the legacy that he'll have.
But let us ground ourselves in our criteria. We have a three-part criteria that we use to break down the headlines for you. We ask ourselves 3 questions. And let's ask ourselves 3 questions about this headline. The panic over the State of the Nation address, as well as the importance of the State of the Nation address. Is this headline topical or is it speculative? Is it groundbreaking or is it just repetitive? And finally, is it thoughtful or just plain lazy? I say this is lazy. Cabinet in panic over Uhuru's State of the Nation address toss it before I think, rethink that.
All right.
Kenyans wait for Uhuru's last bullet. Who are you to say that it's the last bullet?
They think that they're more than they are. Who are they to direct the president and give him an ultimatum? So,
but how do they know what Kenyans want? Did they do a survey or?
They are the fourth estate.
But how do they know?
They have been monitoring and giving the public stories on corruption, and the president has not pronounced himself on that matter. So I think they are anticipating that at such an important address, he will pronounce himself on it. However, this is highly emotive.
All right, and finally,
Daily Nation. Puzzle as RUTO skips key state function. Oh, it was a puzzle indeed.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Again, I think he did this on purpose.
Okay, of course, if we give the context first, right? So the Huduma number launched yesterday.
Yes.
And the president launched it in Machakos, Raila was in Mombasa, Kalonzo was in Moranga, and Mudavadi was in Kajiado.
Yes.
Now, DP RUTO was supposed to be in
Kakamega.
Yeah. And he
was represented by the
Amina Mohammed.
CS.
Yeah.
So
he missed for
sports.
And culture, and
And
other good
heritage.
things. Come on.
Oh, yeah, and culture.
That is not the point of the story. The point
jab.
is that the DP was supposed to be present in Kakamega, and he was not.
Yes.
Instead, he went to meet with the deputy president, his counterpart, DP of Cuba.
Yes.
So I think that's where the puzzling...
I don't think that's puzzling. For me, I think that he has a state function that he had to attend.
Yeah.
He has a state role that he plays. He has a duty to do that which he did yesterday.
Most definitely.
There's
That is a
absolutely
democratic...
English came on a board for sure.
It is etiquette, let's just say that, yeah.
It's democratic etiquette. But besides, how would you feel if you went to Uganda and... You're wearing Museveni Century Besije. He doesn't hold a
Yeah.
So what are you trying to imply?
You
He
see,
did skip a key state function. He was also undertaking
guys,
key state duties. Diplomacy.
The president met the same person, right? And he was able to make it to Machakos.
He's the president.
He's the president. And the deputy president, I'm sure he's not the first time.
Reports to the president and was instructed.
I'm sure.
You do
we meet, exactly. We meet in the morning, we meet in the, exactly.
And go do Huduma.
Yeah, he could have,
yes,
he could have
sir.
said, you do this, nice, let's take pictures. Sure.
I
mean, I will half agree with Tuem.
Yes.
Okay.
To the extent
Let's hear your
that
argument.
this meeting could have been moved. They knew when the Huduma number launch was supposed to happen. They knew when the meeting with the DP of Cuba was meant to happen.
Yes.
When they saw that conflict,
yeah.
they should have either changed it.
You're the deputy president. You are given a catalogue of things that will happen during the day. You did not just know.
Yeah, it didn't just spring up and he was surprised.
And if you've already been siloed to appear in Kakamega, then you might as well appear in Kakamega.
But here's the thing
It's
I
a
have
state
to
function.
say.
Yeah.
There is a hierarchy of importance in the scheduling of state functions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that importance has one person at the very top of the list,
Yes.
the President of the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
Therefore, all state and other functions will be moved around his agenda, not the
Guys,
Deputy President.
Let me tell you,
it is true.
Last week, when the president of Uganda was here, Kaguta Museveni, who took him from Mombasa to Nairobi? Who was the person in charge of taking him from Mombasa to Nairobi? It was CS Monica Juma. What was so hard for the CS Foreign Affairs and CS Health to take this deputy president of Cuba around? After all, the president has assigned Raila and so and co to go around the country. I think DP missed this on purpose, but there's a reason why.
Okay,
because
tell me what the
knows,
reason is.
Because he might know what is happening tomorrow.
The state of the nation.
Highly speculative.
That's speculative.
That's highly speculative.
As an individual, you have failed one of our criteria.
Let President Uhuru prove me wrong tomorrow.
I'm going to toss this.
But I would like to agree on the lowest possible scale with 2M on this and say that
I knew deep
power abhors a vacuum. It just does. Power abhors a vacuum.
at this point, it
and
might
if
be
you
fair to say
absorb everyone into government, have them wearing government T-shirts, putting forward a slogan, something that was unheard of before, then you create the position of opposition, and someone has to be pulled into that position. And currently, I think that the unofficial opposition is held by the Deputy President.
Yeah.
He's morphed into it. I'm just saying.
I think it's a fair statement.
Oh, by the time
so are we tossing this?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh, yes. By the time you're seeing Raila wearing Huduma cap, Huduma shirt, Huduma socks, Huduma everything.
They've gone to the same gym.
And he's saying Uhuru, he even sang at the end of his speech.
Oh, yeah, even,
he's behaving like the number 2.
All right, I'm tossing.
Toss
we toss.
There is no winning headline today. And on to our next segment, the political opinions that we call cartoons in this country. And we bring those back, just like the headlines. We have a 3-part criteria. We used to break them down for you. We ask ourselves 3 questions. Is the cartoon humorous or is it dry?
Can we start with the star?
Is it satirical?
Oh, sorry, Miss
Or is it pessimistic? Please remember the criteria before you start tearing apart this poor cartoon. And finally, is it effective? Or just plain lazy. Okay.
Wow. I miss Ndula, man.
Can we have
stick to
a bit of
Ozone?
decorum?
Stick to Ozone's cartoon. Do not wish for the past.
You want to say what this is since you like him?
I never... All right. So, the caption says, opposition and government go all out. And then we have some people who are standing there and they say, oh, it's Huduma number, not food. So I think this is in reference to the drought that was in the drought in Turkana, juxtaposed against the Huduma number launch that happened.
Yeah. So I guess Ozone is saying prioritize yourselves. You should be feeding people other than
giving them
cards.
But I have to say this about the Huduma card, and we did not mention this when we really went into why the DP missed it.
Yes.
What are they taking with this Huduma number? And is it important? And should I get one? Must I get one? Will I be forced to get one? Will I no longer be a citizen of Kenya?
So I think if we go through some of the things that this Huduma number is going to encompass, your ID, KRA PIN, NSSF, NHIF, your driver's license, your mobile number, your education status, your marital status,
agricultural activities. It's a long laundry list of things that are going to be in this single card.
Unfortunately for me, that sounds like a census before the census. Like you're trying to get all of my data, including my biometrics, and find out everything about me, my parents, where we came from, how many children I have, who I'm married to, what I did, where you grow.
Guys, let me tell you, at the end of the day, that's the government's work. I actually think it's a great idea having a single
But don't you
source,
have that data?
Having a single source of information. Fantastic. If I need to go out of the country and I fall sick and I have a Huduma card, it probably means the government...
When I go outside the
is going to look at your Huduma card and say, well,
look at my passport, not my Huduma number.
And I know some guys who've received treatment using NHIF.
Okay, I think
However,
what was your point?
However, having a MasterCard logo on that card is what makes me think...
Yeah, it's problematic. It's
problematic.
The whole thing, leave saying it's a good thing to begin with, but there's a but. The but negates every good thing you said about it. The moment you said, however, you negated everything you said before.
I think we're getting played as
I have
Kenyans.
more questions than answers.
Question
one. I think there's some things that we do need to clarify, right? Because there's a lot of fake news going around. You do not have to register for the Huduma number card.
Thank you.
Yes, it's not compulsory.
It's not compulsory, and it's not going to stop you from having access to government services.
But it may frustrate me.
It may frustrate you, but you are not denied as a Kenyan. And I think the third thing is you do not have to give you don't have to give your DNA.
Your DNA and GPS coordinates or whatever.
So I think those are important factors too.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is a question I have. Data. You, 2J, always say that if I don't know what's being sold, I'm the product. So I think I'm the product here, but there's a MasterCard logo on it. Why is the MasterCard logo on it? What's MasterCard going to get
what do they get?
What access do they have?
Instantly, for me, what I think MasterCard get out of this is it's been very hard for them to enter the Kenyan market. I think the African market in general, because we prefer Amex, Visa, those other providers. So they can instantly say we have 50 million users in Kenya. So that's good for them. That's business.
Would there have been any need of having, or should there have been a local payment solution provider?
We have M-Pesa.
We have M-Pesa.
Like
so
M-Pesa.
What do we say about this cartoon? Is it humorous?
No, it's actually quite pessimistic.
Then we
You're
trust
wasting so much time.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Standard.
Gado, what do we have today?
My new favorite.
Whoa.
We've said it once, we'll say it again. Gado has an international audience, and that is reflected in today's cartoon.
Yeah, but this also touches me as an African. I think the context of this is what is happening in South Africa, where foreign nationals, especially neighboring countries,
Mozambique,
Zimbabwe, Malawians, are being killed because the locals feel that they've taken their jobs.
Let's not be extra. They're being attacked. A few were killed.
Historically,
whatever the case, they are being killed because of a reason. I don't think people enjoy killing other people.
Okay. Well, we can throw the word xenophobia out.
Yeah.
And the irony is that this is as they're celebrating 25 years since the end of apartheid. So,
whoa.
I think it's a great cartoon, as much as it's a little bit pessimistic.
But
it is effective.
Yeah.
It's not humorous, but it does pass the message along, and it's very clear in that message. And that message is emotive, and I feel the message. I feel that message. I feel, and the narrative has always been there. South Africans feel that South Africa is not Africa, and they want the wakwerekwere to go home. And I am part of the wakwerekwere, and I am not going home.
Wakwerekwere. It's a very derogatory
I think we put in the parking bay while we look at the nation.
The nation.
Where is this guy?
Hi,
man.
Hyenas and a baby. But I do agree with the depiction of the big four. It's still a baby. It's still very infant. An infant. I've not seen it do anything or grow or move.
So if a hyena knew a baby was, it would have eaten him.
So we have the big four baby being circled by political hyenas who look very hungry. I think this is a basic cartoon.
It's a very basic cartoon.
There's not much to say.
Gosh, you even threw it this way.
All right.
Oh,
all right.
dear.
So we come back to Gado as our final cartoon.
I say he wins.
Yeah, I think it's a winner.
I think Gado wins.
Yeah.
It's a touchy topic.
Yeah.
25 years since the end of apartheid.
Yes.
The only thing I will say is the end of apartheid is in a couple of weeks. So let's not keep pushing the same cartoon like we did with Brexit. I got tired of that.
I mean, as a fifth estate, we also do say that we are Afrocentric. So it's important for us to also tackle the issues that are happening regionally.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Our winning cartoon is from Gado of the Standard, and this is Winning Headlines. See you tomorrow.